This video will go over the Cloaker and bot filtering add-on module of Thrive. Essentially, this module allows you to create filters that filter out traffic based on rules you set before they hit your actual campaign rotations. These filters can be created to catch bot traffic so that they don't contaminate data from real traffic. These filters can also be created to cloak certain visitors based on rules you set so that they see a completely different page, called a safe page, instead of your normal campaign rotations. These visits would also be filtered out from the data from your actual visitors you want to track. To access this module, just go to the Cloaker bot filter from the left nav. As you can see here, I've already created a number of filters for testing. Each filter can be set to system-wide or assigned to specific campaigns. For ones assigned to specific campaigns, we can click on the number to see the list of campaigns. We can toggle the system-wide switch on and off. We can also enable or disable a filter at any time from here. On the rightmost column, we can see the number of clicks that have been filtered out for a given date range. Next, for any of the filters, you can duplicate them, delete them, or batch insert or remove them from campaigns via this drop-down menu. Now we can edit an existing filter, but let's just create a new one by clicking Create New Filter. Enter a descriptive name for this filter. We're going to apply this filter system-wide, but if you wanted to assign it only to specific campaigns, you can turn this off and then proceed to make your campaign selections. Let's do system-wide and just create. Now that we've created the filter, we're on the specific page for that filter. On this page, we can create the rules we want for this filter. To create the first rule, click Create Rule. There are a number of rule types you can create, so let's go over them. The first one is called Known Bots. This is a pre-configured rule type that will automatically identify and filter out all commonly known bots. We want this rule to be enabled by default, and we want to flag Yes for bot traffic. This is simply a flag for reporting purposes, so that when you look at the filtered clicks in reports, you can see which ones are bot clicks. You can set a safe page for each rule. If you do not set a safe page, even if a click is filtered out by this rule, it will go through your normal campaign rotations. Those clicks will just be filtered out from your actual campaign data. Often, you do want bots to be able to crawl through your normal landing pages, but it's totally up to you whether to set a different page for that. Rules in a filter are evaluated in order of priority that you set. Next, for the Known Bots rule, there are no additional rule criteria to set, so we can just click Save, then click Done. So just like that, we now have a system-wide filter that automatically filters out bot traffic for all campaigns. Let's say a click makes it past the first rule of the filter, and now we want to cloak some additional clicks based on other rules. Let's create another rule. We can create another rule based on IP address. This isn't for bot traffic, so we'll leave that as No. We do want a safe page to send these cloaked traffic, so we'll turn this on, and we can just send them to google.com. We want this rule to come into play after the Known Bots rule, so we'll leave the priority at 2. Now we need to enter what criteria the rule needs to match to filter clicks out. Click Add Criteria. For all rules, please see the section on the right called Rule Type Notes to get an idea of how you should be entering criteria. For this case, we want to match an IP range. Let's just use this as an example. We can test each criteria by entering in an example string. For example, if we enter in an IP address within that range, then click Test, the test matches, so a click from this IP would be filtered out. If we test an IP address outside of the range, click Test, the test came back false. So a click from that IP address would not be filtered out. Let's click Add to add the criteria. As you can see, our criteria was successfully added below. We can add any number of criteria to this rule. To do that in bulk, you can upload multiple criteria via a text file by clicking Import from File. For now, we're done with this rule, so click Done. Let's create one more rule. This time, let's try Operating System. Let's set a safe page for our cloaked traffic. Let's say we want the priority of this rule to be ahead of our IP address rule, so let's set the priority to 2. Let's add a criteria. Many of the criteria uses wildcard matching format. This just means that the asterisk symbol represents any string. For example, if we type in asterisk Windows asterisk, this rule will match any operating system that contains the word Windows anywhere in the string. So it would match all versions of Windows. For example, new Windows whatever would match. Let's do a test. And it came back true. If we remove the first asterisk, then only operating systems that start with Windows will match. So our current test value would return false. When we start it with Windows, it should come back as true. If we removed both asterisks, then the operating system string must match exactly what you type in as the criteria. You can come up with your own criteria, or for most of the rule types, you can generate a list of known values for a particular rule. In this case, if we click Get Known Values, we get a list of potential operating system criteria. Let's click on Windows. And from here, you can edit the criteria further, but let's just add the criteria. Let's add another criteria and select Android. Then click Done. Now we are cloaking all traffic from visitors on Windows or Android operating systems. We can toggle the priority of each rule by clicking the up and down arrows here. Over time, as clicks get filtered by each rule, we can see the number of clicks filtered on the right-hand column here. For more detailed reports about the clicks being filtered, let's go to the Reports tab. This tab generates a log of the clicks that were filtered. It contains information about when the click came in, what filter, rule type, and criteria was applied to filter the click out, and other relevant information such as what safe page they were sent to. We can look only at the bot traffic by using the drop-down here. We can of course filter for just the non-bot traffic. Let's do a longer date range. So we can see some of the cloaked clicks here, and you can see on the right what safe page they were sent to. In addition, we can filter out the report by traffic source. Or we can search for just a specific campaign. Lastly, if your traffic source wants a click log from you detailing the bot traffic, you can easily generate a report by using the Export to CSV function. This would export the clicks in the table with all their associated metadata into a CSV. And that concludes it. Thanks very much for learning about this powerful add-on module.